I want to briefly discuss with you this day what I titled The Kingdom. It is written, according to the book of Matthew chapter 13 verse 12, For whosoever has, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever has not, from him shall be taken away, even that he has. There are two categories of men and situations here. First, the knowledgeable and the manifest of service. Second, the ignorant and cessation of service. These two classes of persons have service to render, but what distinguishes them is knowledge and ignorance. This denotes that lack of knowledge is equal to blindness. In other words, where there is no knowledge, vision diminishes, and no vision, no manifestation. For we manifest what we envision on the strength of knowledge. The kingdom is a spiritual server where God's will is documented. That is the realm where God's will is fulfilled. Search it, find it, and get it. Ownership in this ultimate kingdom is defined on the basis of manifestation. You can't claim ownership of what you have not transacted and manifested. Therefore, transaction goes before manifestation. The transaction is done at the place of seeking through the network of prayers with the currency of faith to find the server, that is your database. The spiritual server is specified to men as our faces are different, not minding the similarity. The programmer being God designed and inscribed the content of each man's spiritual server for his pleasure and glory. You can confirm this in the book of Isaiah 46 verse 10. Therefore, let's strive to find ours, lest we waste our years on earth on another man's duty. For this cause, Jesus admonished us to seek first the kingdom, according to the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 33. The kingdom is a location within, that is our spiritual server, and without, that is our geographical duty post here on earth. The within is programmed to control the without. The without is structured on the standards of the within. Therefore, seek for the within first. For one who fails to find his or her location will keep living in the provocations of anger, regret, and failure. Provocation has its positivity. By its positivity, it calls forth. At this point, one that has not ought to heed to the call of the altar for research into the spiritual server by prayers. Failure to do so comes the cessation. Remember, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away, according to the book of Luke 21 verse 33. All the men are God's word programmed in the dust of the earth, and God's will, and God's words is his will. Instead of his word or will in a man to pass away or not fulfilled, the mortal of the man will pass away back to the earth, while he seizes his word for a while in search of a man that will fulfill it. For his word cannot return to him void, and he honors his word than his name. His words are the standards and beauty of his kingdom. That's why his kingdom cannot be complete without man. It is written, and when he had removed him, he raised up unto them David to be their king, to whom also he gave testimony and said, I have found David the son of Jesse, a man after my own heart, which shall fulfill all my will. You can find this in the book of Acts of the Apostles chapter 13 verse 22. The ambitious demands of men for democracy and abstinence from theocracy brought Saul into monarchy. Permit me to say, Saul was never the will of God for Israel's kingship, because there was a prophecy already over Judah that kings shall rise from his tribe until Shiloh, when the Messiah comes, and not of Benjamin, Saul's tribe. That's why when God rejected Saul and took away the dynasty from him, he searched for a man that won't betray his will, and found David worthy. God's testimony about David being a man after his own heart denotes that David's desire and the cravings were after God's will, which is the telema, and not of men, which is the telesis. David became a system elected by God to fulfill all his will. After many centuries, the first Adam fell to sin. God found in David the worthiness to represent men from the earth realm in the councils of heaven by the standards of Jesus, the human prototype. That's why David is the prototype of Jesus in the earth realm, why Jesus is his prototype from the ultimate eternal realm. And the blind Bartimaeus called him Jesus, thou son of David. Several times God said, not for your sake, rather for my sake and my servant David. You can find this in the book of Isaiah 37 verse 35 and the book of 2 Kings chapter 20 verse 6. The knowledgeable has the kingdom within and the author or programmer of the kingdom within by believing and dependency on the kingdom programmer as they behold him to finish what he started. For he is the author and the finisher. The more we behold him, the more we get conformed to his imago Dei, which is the image of God within us. All he needs is our reliance on him. Why the ignorant has the kingdom within, but are bankrupt of the author or programmer of the kingdom within, by unbelief, doubt, and ignoring dependency on the kingdom programmer, even as they behold him. They behold, but are far from the understanding because they are limited to sight without insight. The kingdom within is his missio Dei, the mission of God within us. It is written, but unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ. You can find this in the book of Ephesians chapter 4 verse 5. The knowledgeable has more in abundance by activating and operating from the immeasurable grace of God. In God's nature, there is no measure and no limit. Any height or level we are in God is less compared to whom he is. God has no totality or finality. Even the knowledgeable has him. He or she keeps pressing for more daily until transition to eternity comes. Thank you.